How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. Alright, so today I decided I would take just a little bit of a break out of playing Dragon Age Inquisition, of which I'm loving at the moment, and I wanted to talk about some sort of big news that's happened this week to do with Ubisoft. So many of you I'm sure are aware that Assassin's Creed Unity, when it came out, was not the game that we had been promised. This game was full of bugs and glitches, sort of lag issues and frame rate issues that pretty much made the game unplayable. I have played through sort of probably the first 3 or 4 hours of the game, and I would say that I have certainly come across those sort of bugs and issues, definitely in terms of the frame rate, that just does make it frustrating. It's a good game. It has a great character, and it's just so disappointing that the game is not what it should be. Now, Ubisoft basically, I will give them a little bit of credit in that Ubisoft have actually taken responsibility. They've taken ownership of this problem, and they have admitted, and they have actually released an official sort of press release by sort of, you know, the head of Ubisoft, Yanis Mallet, and he released sort of a written apology, so to speak, and he had sort of said that, you know, that they understood that this was and I'm quoting here, a highly anticipated moment for many of you as well, you know, and people were looking forward to sort of the first truly next generation Assassin's Creed game. Now, he has gone on to say, unfortunately at launch the overall quality of the game was diminished by bugs and unexpected technical issues. No shit, Sherlock. They do actually apologize, and he did actually apologize for it, and said that many of these problems obviously spoiled the enjoyment of the game for many people. Now, Ubisoft have actually, apart from just releasing an apology, which is good that they've certainly done that and realized how much of a ball they've made of this, but they actually have sort of offered kind of a concession, an apology gift, so to speak, to Assassin's Creed owners. So if you own Assassin's Creed Unity, if you bought the game at release, or you pre-ordered the game like I certainly did, but you didn't buy the season pass, you will be able to get access to the first main story-based DLC, which is called Dead Kings, and that's going to be completely free when it comes out. Now, for those of you that have bought the season pass, not to worry. It isn't a finger up, middle finger up to you. Ubisoft have sort of said that if you did buy the season pass, then you're actually going to get access to a completely free game. And the games that are included in that include The Crew, Far Cry 4, which is amazing, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Rayman Legends, and Just Dance 2015. Now, if I was in that situation, guys, and you have bought the season pass and you're going to choose any of those games, I would avoid The Crew like the plague, because that game looks like it's incredibly overrated from what I've seen from the beta footage on it. I would totally be yoinking and grabbing Far Cry 4 right there. That game is amazing, and the fact that they're going to offer that game completely free if you've bought the season pass, it is a pretty good deal, to be honest, because it is a brand new game. So that's kind of cool. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, firstly, yes, okay, I will admit that Ubisoft have taken responsibility. They have actually offered a pretty enticing gift as an apology. I will certainly say that. But for me, this doesn't resolve the core issue, the core problem, which is the fact that that game, when it was released in a non-playable state. It was released with bugs and glitches and frame rate issues that made the game nigh impossible to play, hugely detracted from your overall enjoyment of the game, was frustrating as hell if you paid £40-50 for the game on release, if you bought it next gen, you know, on PS4 or Xbox One. It is not good enough. And yes, you can apologize. Yes, you can give gifts and whatnot and everything. But at the end of the day, this is a trend. This is an issue that has been occurring repeatedly over the last year. I mean, look at some of the most recent releases. Assassin's Creed Unity, full of glitches and bugs and issues. The new Halo Master Chief Collection, the multiplayer in that was impossible. There were issues with servers and playing online. That was impossible to play online. That's ridiculous, because that's one of the major reasons that anybody would have bought the Halo Master Chief Collection. Online is what that game is all about. you know, if you go right back, look at Grand Theft Auto 5. When that came out, the multiplayer, that was full of issues, full of bugs, full of glitches. Drive Club, the same thing again. There are so many games coming out that are just being released too quickly. They're being released with serious game-breaking issues. And I'm sorry, guys, but it's not good enough. Now, it's difficult to say, who do I blame? Do I blame the developers that actually made the game? Do I blame the publishers that are putting pressure on them to release these games? Personally, I would actually blame the publishers. And the reason for that is how they're actually investing and spending their money when that game is being made. So a lot of money now, I've noticed, is being spent, especially with big AAA, AAA titles. A lot of money is being wasted and spent on advertising, pushing it. It's everywhere, in the cinema, on TV, on radio, online. It's everywhere. So much money is being spent on advertising that I honestly think a large chunk of that money is not being spent on actually, testing the game, giving that game out to video game testers, doing Q&As with gamers, with fans, so they can actually test your game when it's at alpha or beta stage, to actually be able to find and see those glitches and those issues. Now, the other issue that I do think Ubisoft have is, I honestly do think that they're bringing too many Assassin's Creed games out too regularly. They're coming out on a yearly basis. Now, I know that they have all their different groups and different bases, in Montreal and all over the place, and each of them sort of rotate in terms of working on an Assassin's Creed game. However, it's too soon. Probably Assassin's Creed Unity, probably they worked on this game for about 2 years. Now, 2 years is clearly not enough time for this kind of game, for the size of the game, for the fact that they're actually working with next-gen console hardware, with a completely new engine. Obviously, there are going to be issues and glitches, and they should have been working on this game a lot longer to make sure that this game is good when it's released. Now, I would be happy to wait 3-4 years for a new Assassin's Creed game if I knew that it was going to be a good game at its core, a game that was clean and a game that was glitch and bug free. I would be happy to wait as long as I needed to wait to make sure. Now, where do we go forward? Well, I'm honestly going to say that I am never going to pre-order another Ubisoft game ever, because at the end of the day, you might get that game on day one, but there's certainly no guarantee that you're going to be able to play it. And it's just sending the wrong message to Ubisoft that we're actually trusting them, that we think that that game we're going to get on day one is going to be perfect, in great condition. I actually think, in a way, that we need to start sending a message with our wallets, which is the fact that I am not happy to invest 50 quid in a game that's not even been released, and then have to put that disc into my console, and then straight away having to download a 1 gigabyte update to solve bugs and glitches and issues. At the end of the day, I would say to people that are thinking about buying Assassin's Creed Unity, there's no rush, guys. I would wait. That's what I would do for a couple of months until all of these updates have been released to deal with all these bugs and issues, so that it doesn't spoil your gameplay experience. So while I do think it's good that Ubisoft have taken responsibility and have apologized and have clearly recognized that they sort of made a huge mistake and have really let many gamers down and many fans of the Assassin's Creed series down, myself included, well, I do think the gift that they're actually offering is a good one, and has a good degree of sort of monetary weight to it. Still, the core of the problem's not been resolved and has not been sorted for me, and that is that these games are coming out too quickly, too regularly, and there's too many games that are coming out now that just have too many bugs and glitches and issues. And sorry, guys, it's just not good enough. Developers, you need to up your game. Publishers, you need to take the pressure off of developers. You need to give them a little bit more time to make sure that the games are good and are solid, because games now are becoming much bigger. They have more to them than games ever used to, and so there are a lot more possibilities for glitches and issues and that kind of thing. So that is basically, those are my thoughts on the press release from Ubisoft and the gift that they've been offering. So what do you guys think of this press release from Ubisoft? What do you think of the bugs and glitches with Assassin's Creed Unity and the free DLC and the free games that they are offering? What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comment section below, and have a great day, guys and girls. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Yeah.